Oh, there I am. Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm not firing on all cylinders. Um, hello, love. Hello, Natalie. Hello, Karen. Love, how are you? Well, I have been better. It is true. I seem to have, sorry, I won't. I'm full of cold, is what I am. So that's fun. Uh, this is coming to you from a forest somewhere in the Netherlands. It's nice. It's right in the middle of we're right in the middle of the woods. We've got Hobbit on you. So you'll have to excuse me if I sound a bit coldy. All is well on the trip, Natalie, thank you, other than my breathing, which is not the easiest. Anyway, that's okay. So we're in the Netherlands. We're in Gustebus, and it's very nice. It's lovely. We've been to where have we been? We went to Ghent. We travelled through Belgium. We went to Ghent, and yesterday we went to Antwerp, which was lovely. And so yes, it's good. And tomorrow, where are we heading? Do you know? I don't even know. I don't know that we've even planned what we're doing tomorrow yet. Oh well. Okay. So let's have a look. What have we got? We've got so Natalie would like a wild card. Oh, a wild card for a wild forest. Okay then. Okay, Natalie. So let's have a look. Oh, just taking Flynn for a walk in said wild forest. You all right?
Yeah.
Good. All right, let's hope he finds his way back. All right. So this is for Natalie. Okay, Natalie, a wild card for you. So let's have a look. Good. Well, the Hanged Man. There we are, Natalie. So the Hanged Man is not that wild, really, is it? Sadly, it's about as not wild as it gets, because the Hanged Man just says, well, patience. So whatever your situation is, doesn't look like there's going to be any movement for a little while, because what's needed here is a time where you're just in it. It's a time of waiting. It's a time of just allowing everything to be exactly as it is. So that's about as wild as it gets, Natalie. I'm afraid it's not that wild. But the good news about the Hanged Man is that after that waiting, you're going to see things differently, or things will change. Something will change. Mostly it's the way you're seeing it. So you're going to change your way of seeing things, and that's important. So there we go. Wild. Cool. All right, let's have a look. Who else have we got in the chat? Mariana, lovely to see you. You can have a card. Absolutely. Hello, Tracy. Hello, P. Hello, Marin. Good to see you too. Okay. Oh dear, oh dear. What a state. Do you know, I think on the last 3 trips that we've done, long trips, I've been ill at the beginning of every trip, and I was actually thinking I've beaten the odds, and then all of a sudden I've come down with this blooming cold. I don't get colds. I'm a very healthy person. I don't get colds ever. Right. Let's have a look. Maybe it was the aircon on the ferry. Right. So this one is for Mariana. can have a card. Let's have a look. What is your card? What is the message from Mariana, please? Wisdom. So Mariana, I don't know if you read tarot. This traditionally would be the Judgment card, okay? And it doesn't mean judgment, and it doesn't mean Judgment Day. What it means is it is time for you to have a rethink. And this is where we have a bit of a change of direction. And we're doing that because we've had some experiences, and those experiences are telling you that it's time for a rethink. It's a kind of born again card. It's quite a big card. And it's sort of telling you that maybe what's been happening previously has not exactly gone to plan. And that could do with a bit of a reposition, right? So a rethink for you. So all the symbolism is on the card. Look, we've got mountains here, and we've got the dawn of a new day, the sun rising over the mountains. And in tarot, mountains are always challenge. So you've been through the challenges, you've done it. And this Superman thing is saying that this has equipped you with all of this experience, and that is cool, and that will serve you well. And now is the time for you to start again, a new journey based on learning and experience. Good. I hope that's okay. Mariana, does that make sense to you? I think that you should recognize that if that does make sense to you, you should be able to feel that, I think, because we always can, to be honest. Hello, Tracy. Let me see. I know. Never been to the Netherlands. Stay safe. The Netherlands is actually very safe. I mean, unless the bus gets attacked by bears tonight, which I'm almost certain it won't. But the Netherlands seems very safe, I have to say. Everything seems very ordered and fine. I think we'll be fine. We're going to head through the Netherlands and then into Denmark and then into Sweden. And then depending on time, we may even venture into Norway. We'll see. I've never been to Denmark. I've never been to Sweden or Norway. So this will be a voyage of adventure. Jeff has. Jeff's been everywhere. He's a traveling musician. I don't think there's a city in the world he hasn't done a gig in. Okay, so love. Let's have a look. Okay, so let's show this one. What does Eric want from me? What action should I take next time to make sure he leaves me alone? I already told him I'm not interested in talking to him. He seems pushy and in denial. Well, I mean, love, you see, this is the point at which I tell you don't really need a tarot reading. You just need to dig your heels in, sweetie. I will take a card for you. But Eric just needs to, you just need to tell Eric loudly enough and forcefully enough so that he gets the message. But that's okay. Let's have a look. Let's take a card anyway. Okay, let's see. Right. Okay. How can love make sure Eric gets the message and backs off? That's what we want Eric to do. We want Eric to back off. So let's ask, what can love do to make Eric back off? Oh, interesting. Just refuse to engage, love. So this is the Four of Swords. So what action should you take to make sure he leaves you alone? Well, no action at all. Literally just withdraw. This is called the hospital card for a reason, right? So the idea in this card is that when we go into hospital, we withdraw from interaction with anything that causes us any stress or people or whatever. And the people that are allowed access to us are very limited, right? They come at specific hours, visiting hours, and it's very controlled and it's very quiet. And so this could be meditation, or it could be, but in this instance, it's not meditation. In this instance, it's just flatline. You do not give any energy to the situation at all. So you've told him you're not interested in talking to him, but in telling him you're talking to him. So what this tells you to do is just simply don't talk to him. Just literally don't engage at all. Don't have any conversations. Don't reply to any messages. Literally just go silent, go dark. That's it. And eventually he will get the message. I think what that card is telling you is that any interaction feeds it. Even if you're saying, no, leave me alone, it feeds it. So don't feed it at all. Flatline, starve it out, and it will, and he'll get the message, love. Okay? I hope that's okay. That sounds about right, doesn't it, really? Hello, Prabha. Let me see. What do you need to know about, what does Prabha need to know about the situation with Mark? Okay. Let's have a look. Okay, let me see. What does Prabha need to know about the situation with Mark? So this is interesting, isn't it? So this is the Empress. And the Empress is saying that you are in some way, I think, kind of positioning yourself as a carer, as a caring figure, as a mother figure, as you know, all of that. And this makes you feel good, Prabha. And it makes Mark feel good when this happens. So this is a situation which feels, it's not making a value judgment, but it's saying that this is what's fueling it. So so I guess you need to draw your own conclusions with that. So this is where you're positioning yourself as the important woman, and that you're doing that in a very sort of caring capacity. You think you've got to be a little bit careful that it doesn't perhaps go into mothering, and just watch that balance. Just watch that balance. All right. I don't know if that helps. I hope it does. It doesn't make a value judgment on whether it's good or bad, but it's telling you that's what you need to know about the situation. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look. You're in the Netherlands. How lovely. Love. So, yeah, so we've just, where did we come from? So we've just come from, we've come from Amsterdam, and oh gosh, where did we, we've just been to somewhere that began with B. I'll remember it in a minute. I'll remember the name of it. I can't remember it now. Oh, it's terrible. I'm always the same on these trips. I can never remember where we're going, and I can never remember the name of where we've just been. But nevertheless, I will in a moment. But it's very nice. It had a river running through it and a cathedral that was very arty, had lots of art in it. It was lovely. Very nice indeed. We enjoyed it a lot. So that was great. Okay. Okay, Marin. Yes, I am a bit. I'm a bit under the weather. It's fine. It's cold. Right. Okay, Marin. A guidance card for Marin. Okay, guidance card for Marin. This makes me laugh, Marin, because you've got the three of cups here, and if this is a guidance card, this is telling you to, I think, be guided by the people around you, by your tribe, by the people around you that are in alignment with you, with your authentic self, with what makes you feel good. Be guided by those people. Align yourself with the right crowd and allow that to also guide you. Right? That's quite interesting. So tribe is really important here. This idea of finding the right group and finding the right people to be around, and people you can trust that will support you emotionally and will kind of give you good direction, all of that stuff. So that's your guidance card, Marin. I think that's quite interesting. I think that's quite nice. It's quite a simple little card, actually. There's nothing complex in it. It's just find good friends and make that a priority, and make sure that they are friends who are going to be in the right energy with you. That's nice. I like that. It's very simple. Okay, marijuana. Yes, you're divorced. Okay. Oh, well, that makes sense. Hello, Danny. Okay, so we have Jill. Hello, Jill. Lovely to see you. You can have a general card. Of course you can. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay, Jill. Let's have a look. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, that's nice. This is our favourite card. If one had a favourite. Of course, I say to my deck, I love you all equally. Of course I do. But if there was a special card, it would be the Queen of Wands. Of course it would be. So your guidance card, your general card, Jill, is to, confidence, darling, confidence, authenticity. Be yourself, unapologetically so, and be all the good things that you are, and don't pay any attention to anything you don't think is positive, because it's just not true. I read an interesting thing once about embracing our shadow, because the Queen of Wands embraces her shadow and incorporates it into her. And this particular person who was talking about this said, so I spent the whole of my younger self trying to subdue what I saw as my inner bitch. That's quite funny. And I just didn't want to be a bitch. And I always had the tendency, I had the instinct to kind of be a bit of a mean girl. And I was aware of it. And to her credit, and I tried not to. She said, but the trouble is, I overcorrected. And what I realized was that what I saw as being a negative for me and my personality that I tried to hide actually was a bit of a superpower, because when necessary, I can just cut it down. I can draw on my inner bitch queen and just deal with it and just sort it out. She said, and once I got comfortable with the fact that I was in control of all of the parts of me and I could use that part where appropriate, she said, all of a sudden, I actually felt much better about myself and life went better as a result. And this is how I see the Queen of Wands, Jill. The bits that we try and keep hidden are actually part of our superpower if we learn to use them properly and constructively. So, any bits about you that you don't like, bring them out and put them to work, because that's what the Queen of Wands does. That's why we love her, because she's awesome. And she is unapologetically authentic. Yeah, that's very nice. Love the Queen of Wands. Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you for P. Thank you for saying have a lovely trip. That's very nice. Well, I mean, okay. So love is saying the weather. Is that also a love? This is in the Netherlands. It's safe. It can be rainy, and sometimes little sun. Well, that's just the same as in the UK. Maybe not so. I've got flies in here. But it hasn't. We've had some rain, but honestly, it's been nice. We've been very lucky. So no problem there at all. Okay. I had a really lovely experience. I just want to share this with you all because I got a little bit swept away, as I sometimes do. So we were walking back to Gus the bus from the tunnel. It's called the Klein Tunnel, and it goes under the river. It was built 100 years ago, and it goes half a mile under the river into the city of Antwerp. And we walked through this tunnel, and we had a lovely evening in Antwerp. And then the rain, just literally like a monsoon, came down. But luckily for us, we were in a very nice bar, and where there was live music, and we had a glass of wine. Awesome. Came out, got back to the tunnel, and Jeff said, what if we come out the other side and it's torrential rain? I said, it won't be. It'll be a beautiful evening, because that's what we're going to set our expectations as. It's going to be a beautiful evening. We're going to walk out of the tunnel, and it's going to be dry, and it's going to be gorgeous. And it was. It was dry, and it was gorgeous, and it was just the most gorgeous evening, and the skies had cleared, and it was that lovely fresh smell. And we walked all the way back to Gus the bus, and as we walked back, the sky was this incredible blue. It was really, really beautiful. And the bus was parked in amongst these sort of yellow street lights. And the yellow street lights were lighting up the sky with these halos of yellow. And I suddenly went, what am I seeing? I'm seeing something really familiar. Oh my God, I'm seeing Starry Night. I'm seeing Van Gogh's sky. It was that blue. And I got completely carried away with it. It was the most beautiful blue. And I've never seen that colour blue in the UK. It was, I thought, this must be the blue that Van Gogh saw. I know it's not quite Holland, but it was close enough. It was absolutely gorgeous. So that was a real treat. I know they were street lights, not stars, but hey, we'll gloss over that. It was good enough. Just beautiful. This yellow and blue is absolutely lovely. Anyway, wanted to share that because that was very special and I loved it. Okay, all right. So love, that's Eric. Eric is the ex-boyfriend. Never liked him or trusted him. Well, that's fine. So just basically just ignore him and he will go away. Danny, is it time to start a new business? Okay. Let's have a look. Is it the right time to start a new business? Let's ask. Okay. Guidance for Danny around starting her business now. And, well, Danny, here's the thing. I'm thinking that maybe not quite now, but not because it's not the right actual time, but because you've got more to learn. So this is a card of continued mastery, and this is where it's asking you to really kind of up your skill set. So I don't know whether it's doing business courses, whether or not, whatever it is, this is continued learning. So it's telling you that you're going to need to, because the question was, should advice about Danny starting her business now. So this could, of course, be perseverance, but you haven't started. So I think this is telling you about learning, and it's telling you that you've got to get your knowledge and your skill set and your perhaps your knowledge about business and how to run it, right? You've got to get that a little bit higher and really drill into what's actually involved. So it's not circumstantial. It's not about the environment. That's what I meant to say. It's not about the environment. It's about your level of expertise. So that's quite good. That's quite nice. That's actually quite encouraging. I think that's good. Okay, what else have we got? That's all right, P. That was my mastery. I don't know, Maren, but I will put it on the list. I thank you for the heads up. That's very kind. So Danny, yes, so you've just asked the same question. I think don't start the new business in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I think you need to learn more, really, before you start. There's more wood shedding, Danny, that you need to do if you're going to make it successful. Okay, so I would delay a little bit and concentrate on that. Right. Blericum or Beverweek? No, it's neither of those two. It's neither of those two. It's just back from out. It's about 30 minutes on from Antwerp, love. Keep them coming at me. About 30 minutes on from Antwerp, going in the direction of north. Okay. Hello, John. Lovely to see you. I'm glad, Maren. I'm glad that was meaningful. Glethum. Gosh, I'm going to have to come back to this chat, aren't I? Not easy to get in with a car. Well, love, we're in a big old Gus the Bus minibus, so I think if you can't get in there with a car, we won't be able to take Gus the Bus in there. You should see Gus the Bus even going over cobbles. It's like, he is a big rock and rolly kind of bus. He does not do unstable ground comfortably. He's not a bus that likes difficult terrain. Okay. All right. Devansha, what is coming towards you? Okay. So let's just ask, what should Devansha prepare for next? What should Devansha prepare for next? Okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's a sweet card. It's not a big thing. It's not a big thing. So this is gosh, it's getting dark in here, isn't it? So this is the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups is a card of innocence, Devansha, and it's about relearning your connection to your intuition and also to other people. And it's saying that you could look at what you learn in childhood and what your messaging is around connection and around what makes you happy and around the people that make you happy or you think will. And this is about almost going back to school with that. So it's asking you to show up. It's quite innocent. It's not hard. It's not a hard yards card. It's actually asking you to go inside and actually find a really sweet version of yourself, like a younger version of yourself, and bring that to the fore. And make sure you take care of that little person and take care of her so she can be happy, and show her how to be happy. That's important. So this is it's interesting. It's not hard, it's not horrible at all, but it is inviting you to connect with a part of yourself. And this, over the next few weeks, is going to be quite important for you to really learn about your happiness, and to almost to take yourself backwards to a more innocent, more open time, and engage with that in a way that is going to make a difference to your life, tuning into your intuition, and also the way you connect with people around you, what you think makes you happy. All right? It's not complicated, but it requires a little bit of thought, and that's quite interesting. So that's important for you. So please do take notice of it. Great. Okay. What else have we got? I've got some questions down here that I must get to. Oh, before I do it here, so I have a birthday. I want to say happy birthday to Monica. I don't know whether Monica is on the live tonight. Let me see. Is Monica on the live? No, she's not on the live tonight. Oh, hold on a second. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, for goodness sakes, girl. Gosh. Oh. Ugh. I'll probably sneeze more. Do forgive me. Right. Right, Monica. It's Monica's birthday. And Monica is a client of mine that I've read for many times, and I know it's her birthday today, and I promised that I would take her a special card for her birthday. Okay, hello Tracy, I've got you. I'll do yours next. This is for Monica. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Monica. Happy birthday to you. Okay, here we go. Right, I'm going to put this in the chat, especially for Monica. Hold on one second. Here we go. Whoops. Right. Here we go. Happy birthday, Monica. Here we go. So, Monica, we're going to take a card for you that is guidance for the year ahead, okay, for your best happiness. guidance for your best happiness for the year ahead. Temperance. Temperance. Do you know, my entire client list is spread into two camps. Some people love temperance. Some people go, oh no, so boring. Temperance is finding the right mix in life. It's finding the right balance. It's not doing anything extreme. Okay. It's looking at all of the elements in your life and bringing them into an equilibrium to make an environment that you really enjoy being in. And it's not an exact science. As we can see here, we've got some logic, we've got feeling, we're mixing them together, and we are coming out with shades of grey because it isn't exact. It's not easy, but it's a question of finding a nice mix and not doing anything extreme, not going to extremes, okay, not making any massive moves. Now, I'm not sure how happy Monica will be with that, but nevertheless, Monica, that is your birthday card. Don't do anything extreme. Oh, what was that? That was I have an annoying fly that's buzzing around me. So there we go. So happy birthday, Monica. I hope the year ahead brings a perfect balance of ingredients that bring you happiness and calm and enjoyment. Okay, that's what we want, isn't it? Perfect. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so now we've got Tracy. Tracy would like a general card. About love, future career, still on the path with those. Any general advice or insight for going back to a muggle job? Okay, let's ask then. Right, Tracy wants advice about going back to the straight world, the non-magical world. What should she do? Okay. Oh, you're going back in 3 weeks. Okay, so guidance around how to survive that and make it work for you then, if that is a thing that's already decided. So guidance for Tracy about making this work for her and finding a happy route through. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? The Hierophant. That's about as muggle as it gets, isn't it, Tracy? That's interesting. And what this tells you is it's basically saying you're going to have to kind of fit in, really. You're going to have to follow the rules and do it like it's done, because the Hierophant brooks no disagreement, does it? It's very much a hierarchical system where we each have to play our part, and the hierarchical system knows best. They've done it before. Your job is to just do it the way they want it done. Just follow it and do it, and just try and fit in as best as you can. It's not, and actually what they're saying is that this is not a terrible thing. It's okay. Oh, you work in a school. Oh, well, then you have to do it like that, don't you? Because that's exactly right. So you're going to have to work within the system and just fit in with the way what they think you need to know. And that's okay, I think. That's okay. It's not a bad thing, but that's how to be happy, right? That is how you can be as happy as possible. Well, there we go. So that works, doesn't it, really? There's no other way through, to be honest. You haven't got any choice with that. There we go. Tracy, did you see the Royals video? I think it was you that asked me for the Royals video, wasn't it? Did you see the Royals video up on the channel? I hope you did, because I made it for you. So let me know if you watched it. Okay, so I have some questions here which I need to. Wasn't you? Who was it? I'm sure it was somebody called Tracy asked me for a Royals video. Who asked me? Somebody on this feed asked me. Who asked me? Put your. Oh, you did. You did, Tracy. Good. Okay. You forgot. That's all right. I didn't. I didn't forget. Okay. Did you manage to watch it? Good, Marin. Yes, yes, it's an interesting take on it, isn't it? It's an interesting take on the Royals. All right, good. I'm glad. All right, so I'm going to answer a question for Sarita now. Let me just. Sarita wants to know, is a future for Dev and me? Oops. Oh, cursor is leaping about all over the place. Is there a good? There we are. Let's press that and pop that up there. There. This is for you, Sarita. I don't think Sarita is on the call, but hopefully she'll watch later. So Sarita wants to know if there is a future for her with Dev. So okay. What is the best Sarita can expect regarding a future for her and Dev? What is the best she can expect? Let's have a look. Well, we've got the Seven of Cups here. And the Seven of Cups is saying that this is not played out yet, Sarita. So there's more to come for sure. Excuse me, hold on. There's more to come for sure. Oh dear. And actually, I think possibly, because what this card tells you is that what you put in, so you get out over time. And even though at the moment it doesn't feel like there's anything happening, or it doesn't feel like there's a possibility of it, it doesn't say there isn't, but it's not guaranteeing it either. What it's saying is that there is more. It depends on what's invested. It depends on what's put in. And that will play out over time. So it's not saying no, but it's all to come. It's what it is now. That's not how it's going to be. So you're going to have to see what both of you do. So the story isn't over for sure, but it's also probably not quite written yet. So you're going to have to watch what both of you invest in this relationship, and that will give you your answer, and that will show you how things are going to play out over the next months ahead, however long. Okay, it will give you all the information you need to know. So the trouble is, see, when we ask about a future, we know what we mean, don't we? Is there a happy ever after? That's what we're saying. Is there a future for me and Deb? You see, the answer could just come back, yes, there's a future. It doesn't tell you whether it's a good future. It might be a completely miserable future. It's not saying, is it? You haven't asked, is there a positive future for Dev and me? Is there a future filled with love and support for Dev and me? You've just said, is there a future? Well, there'll be a future of some kind. And what this is saying to you is that you're going to need to you're gonna need to read this, and you're gonna need to watch what both of you invest into this relationship and see how it plays out, okay, over time. Return on investment over time. Good stuff. Good. I like that. That makes perfect sense. Hi, John. You have a card. Some information has come to light regarding an ongoing matter. How will this information affect the outcome? Ooh, that sounds interesting. Let's see what we get for you. Okay, so let's make sure we're clear. I need to make sure I'm clear in my mind as to what I'm asking. Okay. How will the information that John has just received affect the outcome of this legal situation? Let's have a look. Let's see. I'm not sure it's going to affect it well, John, from the look of that. It may kind of bring you backwards a bit. So as you know, John, you're a reader. This is the Five of Pentacles. So what this is talking about is lack and not enough. And you know, throwing up the need for, or a lack of resources, or a lack of something into evidence. Sorry, brain. Oh, so John, I'm not sure it looks entirely positive to me. I think it may cause you to perhaps reevaluate things in a way that makes you question whether or not you've got the confidence to move forward in some way. I don't know. Let's see. But certainly, whatever this outcome is, it will not mean that you get more as a result. I think that's probably what it's saying, that you're not going to get more as a result. You're going to get less, in fact, I think, which is a bit of a bore. Sorry, John. I like to be positive where I can, but that I can't read that in a positive way. I tell you what I will do, because that was a bit of a downer, wasn't it? What I'll do, John, let me just take another card. I'm going to take some guidance for you around that. Okay, let's take guidance for you, because I think that's quite important, because that didn't look awesome. So I want to know, how can John handle this situation in the most positive way for him and for the most positive result overall? Well, the Ace of Swords, John. So the Ace of Swords is very much about thinking and how you're thinking about the situation. This is about being very logical and about really stepping back and looking at things differently. New thinking. So you need to be guided by a new way of thinking and not just looking at it through the same lens. So I think this probably supports the last card, John, and it's telling you that, you know, this is Houston, we've got a problem. And so it's telling you need to step back, think differently, and really get very, very clear and very, very logical about the facts of the case. Okay? Interesting. So that's your guidance. I hope that helps. Okay, so Karen, can I ask for guidance on what my next step should be? Yes, you can. Yes, you can, Karen. Okay, let's have a look. So this is guidance for Karen. What should Karen's next steps be in the matter that she is referring to? Be careful of your stress, Karen. And, I mean, Karen, you read a bit of tarot and you know what the appearance of the 10 of Wands means. It means that this situation is reaching a point at which you're going to have to have another approach, right? Because this is asking you to look at a situation which looks to me like it's just really hard work and really tricky, we all know that when we get to a 10, which this is, we've got to go back to an ace. We have to become re-inspired, and we have to be re-inspired. So here's how I teach. When we're looking at wands, the maximum potential of the suit of wands is the 10, but it's not the best of the suit of wands, is it? We're never inspired by the 10. We would never look at a situation and go, well, that looks like really hard work. Let's do it. We never do that. What we do is we're inspired by the 6, because the 6 is the sweet spot. And so you need to become re-inspired as to how you can be confident and lead the way successfully. So you're going to have to get new inspiration, Karen. That's your guidance, right? Carrying on into this stress, that's not the way forward. You're going to have a bit of a rethink, but not just a rethink. I need a new idea. I need to have a new picture of something that's going to inspire me and make me feel engaged and interested and confident. That word again. Okay, that's your guidance, Karen. I hope that's okay. John, let's have a look. Yeah, well, there you go, John. I think the whole thing is holding water, isn't it? And your brain's are fried. That's fair. So yeah, need to step back and look at it with fresh logic and calm, one true thought. That's a good way of looking at the Ace of Swords. Okay, what is the one true thought that can bring the situation into clarity? That's the best way of looking at that. Oh, excuse me. Right. Okay, so what have I got on my list? I have Philip here, and Philip has asked me. Okay, let me just Philip S. Philip S. has asked me, what does Anna really feel? Good. What does Anna really feel? Okay, Philip. So let's see if we can help Philip. Right, let's see. Okay. All right. What defines Anna's true feelings for Philip S? Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? So Five of Cups. So she feels sad, Philip. She feels disappointed. So, and I'm sure your question refers to how does she really feel about me? How does she really feel? And this is where I don't think she's looking at the situation with you romantically, Philip. I think she's looking at it through the lens of a feeling of just just she's just sad. She's sad about perhaps the situation with you. She's sad about life. There's something that she hasn't moved on from. And she's sitting at so we can see here, she's sitting at the grave of something which she can't seem to move on from. And that is overshadowing everything else. So I think, Philip, you're going to have to manage your expectations about this, because right now, Anna's feelings romantically for you are not front and center, and she wouldn't be able to articulate that, whether she loves or doesn't love. Right now, I'd say she probably doesn't, because she's very involved in this feeling of just sadness, you see. So, Philip, I think you need to maybe step back a bit with Anna and give her some space, because there's no room in that energetic space for anything other than her to process whatever it is she needs to process. And it's only when she's done that she'll be able to have space to feel anything else. All right. I hope that's okay. I do. Okay. Okay, so we have Phantom Punk 007. Gosh, that sounds like an exciting name. Hello, Phantom Punk. Oh, this fly is driving me crazy. Go away. Right. Can you have a reading what's coming my way soon? So the way I ask that question is, what should you prepare for next? Okay, what should you prepare for next? Devansha, I'm sure I did your reading. I'm sure I did that. I'll have a look. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Oh, thank you, John. Perfect. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Thank you, John. Much appreciated. Okay. I really appreciate the I really appreciate the reminder, because I always forget. Okay, I'm going to put Phantom Punk back on the screen. Okay. What should Phantom Punk prepare for over the next month? Right? Over the next month. Okay. Well, it's not fun. It's not fun, Phantom Punk. And this fly is driving me crazy. You know, when you do readings, and well, maybe you don't do, but I do readings where cats just constantly put their bums in front of the camera. And now this fly is doing the same. Listen, sometimes we have to deal with things that are uncomfortable. And this is going to be one of those times. And how you deal with this is going to be really important. Okay, 007. Your mission is to deal with whatever emotional discomfort, pain, in other words, is going to come your way, and deal with it properly and process it. because what you don't want to do is you don't want to take it with you, right? So it looks to me like there's going to be a situation that's going to cause you an emotional ouch. This is not a life choice. This is about you dealing with something which is going to be uncomfortable and you can move on from. Okay, 007, this is your mission. You've got to deal with it properly and move on from it. Don't take it with you. Don't treat it as definitive. All right, really, really important that you don't treat it as definitive. All right, because you see, I think that card is going to lead, if you can accept that, is going to lead to something better. And that's really important. And how you deal with it is going to have an effect on what happens afterwards. And what happens afterwards could be something lead to something new, something that's different, that's actually really positive. But to get there, you've got to go through this ouch, and that's not pleasant, but it's necessary, and your job is to do it right, and it's all to the good. It's all working out for you. It may not feel like it at the time, but trust me, it is. And you'll look back at it and you'll go, yeah, that had to happen. Yeah, definitely. All right. So don't panic. It's all in process. Everything is good. All right, Devansha, let's do another card for you then. So if you can't find your reading, let's take another card. So what should Devansha prepare for? Again, we're gonna say over the next month. Okay, what is gonna be the thing over the next month? Ace of Cups. I'm pretty sure the card I took for you was the Ace of Cups, was the Page of Cups, Devansha. I'm sure that was for you. Maybe not, but that's what I remember it as being. And this sort of, this kind of chimes in with the same energy. So this is about going back to source. This is a new emotional connection. This is potentially new authentic emotional connection, but it's going to be really important that you see it as potential. And if we apply that Page of Cups, which I'm pretty sure I pulled for you before, it's telling you to go back to basics and look at how that young version of you is responding to connections and what they think will make them happy. Your job, Devansha, is to take care of that young version of you, because that young version of you is really innocent and sweet and guileless. And your job is to take care of her, okay? And to make sure that any connections that you make, right, are to her good. So if we put those two cards together, this is telling you that this is something that's going to be really important this coming month for you. It can be lovely, but just be aware there's no guarantees in these cards. It's telling you exploration is absolutely necessary here. Absolutely necessary. Right. Great. All right. Lovely. Let's have a look. What else do we have? Okay, yes, I know this fly is so persistent, isn't it? Right. Okay, so who else have I got here? I may not do too many more because I'm a little bit I'm a little bit under par. So I want to do this one for Sophie. Let's Sophie. Okay. should I have? Yeah, perfect. Okay. All right, so this is for Sophie, and Sophie wants to know, will Richard ask me to marry him this year? I see. Okay, so I think the best way of asking that is to ask, how will Sophie feel about what Richard does regarding marriage this year? How will Sophie feel about yes, perhaps it does, John. Right, how will Sophie feel about what Richard does regarding marrying her this year? Oh, the Knight of Cups. Well, that's quite a nice card, isn't it? I think it's a work in progress. Do you know what? I know everyone, maybe everyone that reads tarot on this live is going to be looking at this going, well, the answer is yes, then, isn't it? I'm not quite sure. My spidey sense says that it's on the way, but it's not done. So I think she'll feel like it's heading in the right direction. It's a romantic journey. This is not a destination, is it? This is how she feels. So she's on this romantic journey. So it's certainly not over, Sophie. So I think the answer will be no, but I don't think it's a shutdown either. I think it's a work in progress, Sophie. So I think hang on in there is what I would suggest. That's what I think. But, if I'm wrong, invite me to the wedding. I shall buy you both a bottle of champagne. Okay. I don't think I'm wrong. All right. What else have we got? We've got Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie. Can you tell me if I would join E2 SE company soon? I see. Okay. Oh, do excuse me. Okay, Stephanie. Let's see what we can do for you. Okay. Right. What should Stephanie prepare for regarding joining E2 SE company? What should Stephanie prepare for regarding the opportunity to join E2 SE company soon? Oh, well, I like that, Stephanie. That would be as close to it if we had a yes/no answer. I think you should be prepared for something positive. I like that. I think that looks good. If I have to just say a thing, I'd probably say a yes. I'd probably say that's easy. So whatever this is, it's heading in a good direction. So happy to be the purveyor of good news. I think yes, I think you can be quite confident with that. That looks good. I like that. Very nice. Very nice. So listen, guys. Oh, hold on. I have somebody on WhatsApp wants a reading. Just 1 second. Okay. Let's go quick because I am fading fast here. Let's see, who have we got? Hold on. Oh dear. Okay. All right. Well, I tell you what. I'll do one in the meantime, shall I? Oh, I have Paula. I have a couple here. Oh, okay. No, that wasn't a question. That was an inquiry. Okay. Oh, right. Sorry, guys. Right. I'll answer another one. Yes, I know, Stephanie. That's really good, isn't it? All right. So I've got Rainy. Rainy has asked a question before. Card for me, a guidance card. All right. This is Rainy. And a guidance card, please. Okay. Right. And I've got a little story I'm going to tell you, actually. I just want to get your opinion, Hive Mind, on this. But let's take a card for Rainy first. I hope you haven't got I have got a cold, John. I really have got a cold. Yes. Okay. Rainy. So this is a guidance card for Rainy. So can we please have guidance for Rainy for the month ahead? Look, here we go, Marin. Much the same as you. So Rainy, your attention should be on your friends, and I'm going to take a positive spin on this. I'm going to say that depending on whether the people around you, your tribe, the sisterhood, are positive and affirming to you, you should listen to them. I think that's, for me, that's what this is saying. Listen to your friends, whatever your friends are saying. As long as you trust them and they've got your best interests at heart, and you know they do, listen to them, Rainy. They're not wrong, right? They're not wrong. That's your guidance. Listen to your friends. They're telling you, giving you the right messages. I like that. That was easy. That's nice. So I want to tell you a little story. So there's another tarot reader that I know on TikTok, and we have these conversations about fortune telling. And he shared a story, and it was a very interesting story. So I want to know what you think. Now, he went to a party, and he said that at the party there was a woman there just drawing tarot cards for people and doing psychic readings for people. And now I don't know if the story is true, but he told it, so we have to give him the benefit of the doubt. And he said this woman walked up to him and said, and she spoke in a northern accent, which I'm not going to do because it just sounds like I'm hamming it up. But basically, she said, "So you're going to fall. You're going to trip and fall. You're going to lose your keys, and you're going to lose a tenner." Right? This was her message. You're going to trip and fall. You're going to lose your keys. You're going to lose a tenner. Now, this is a style of reading which I don't do. And then he said, what happened was, he went, oh, well, okay, thanks. He said he came out of the party. He said, I tripped down the step and fell over. Thought I'd dropped my keys. Couldn't find them when I got to the car. He said, only to find out that my partner had the keys in his pocket all the time. He said, and then we went to the station, the petrol station, and I paid in cash, and I should have got a tenner in change, but the woman gave me the wrong change, and then said, well, you'll have to come back at the end when we cash up. And he said, I can't be bothered. I just can't do that. He said, so she was right. Oh, I don't know the truth of this story. It all sounds a little bit pat. But here's the thing. Here's what I wanted to ask you. So how do you feel about that, this good old-fashioned fortune telling? Now, if it's true, it's clever. but it isn't any use to him, was it? Because she didn't say, be careful down the step, you might fall over. By the way, you'll lose your keys. Ask your partner and check your change at the garage. You would have thought that she could have chucked in a few warnings, but she didn't. So I'm just wondering what you all think about this style of reading, and you know, what are your thoughts about it? Share with me what you think. Because it's an interesting thing if it is indeed true. It is an interesting thing, but frustrating as well. Frustrating. And I always tell the story that when my first husband and I were together, I went to a tarot reader who told me that we would be moving across water, which is classic gypsy, moving across water, and that we would be traveling backwards and forwards across water all the time. And when I asked, will we buy our own house, she went, it's complicated. And what happened was, see, I was thinking we were going to move to New York, and what actually happened was we moved to Chepstow, went backwards and forwards over the Severn Bridge. We ended up co-buying a house with my parents, which was not the best decision we ever made. And again, how much use was this to us? I don't know. What do you think? Anyone got a comment? Anybody had this style of reading? Anyone experienced this? Do share with me. Unless you've all dozed off, in which case, sleep well. Okay, I'm going to do one more reading. I've got a few on here, but I can only pick one. I'm gonna read this one for John W. Let's do this one for John W. because it's a little bit heartfelt. Okay. Right, so this is for John W. Will my life get easier soon? Yes, Maren. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting the fact that apparently she knew detailed information, but didn't have any insight. I always find it quite interesting that there's no insight. It's just facts which happen and are true, but there's nothing attached to them. We can't do anything with it. So I don't know. I find it fascinating, the different styles of reading, you know. Okay, this is for John. John, will my life get easier soon? Let me see. Okay, so what can we ask John? Because I don't want to do a yes or no thing, because that's not helpful, is it? How can John make his life get easier soon? What could he do that would help that along? All right. What could John do that will help his life get easier soon? Well, that's interesting. He's got the Wheel of Fortune. So actually, John, I would actually say that's fairly simple, that your circumstances are about to change, and that things go up, things go down, and you've been in a cycle that has been tough. And I would watch the weather, John, because I think circumstances around you are about to shift. This is the roulette wheel. This is where the wheel starts to spin, and what it was, it will no longer be. It's like it shifts you into the next chapter. So in a way, that's very positive. I think that it could easily get better soon, yes, but you've got to be aware and you've got to be prepared to lean in, John, and watch for it and make sure that you do everything you can to lean into more positive circumstances, because I think that's what's going to happen. So that's really good, because we can't change the wheel. The wheel turns, things change, that's not within our control. But we can change how we respond to it. So I think the wheel is going to turn, John, and I think there is every possibility that things could get easier, and probably will if you lean in. Okay, so that's actually quite good. That's positive. So take heart from that. I think that's really hopeful. I hope that helps. It is interesting, Jill, isn't it? It's fascinating, actually. But I don't understand why it never is advisory. It never is. There's something about it which is always just sort of fatalistic. It seems to be inherent in that sort of. It's a kind of gypsy style of reading, isn't it? But excuse the term gypsy. I know that's not. I'm using it in its historical sense. But it in a way, in the sort of, end of the pier type thing, and it's always a little bit EastEnders. I think it's always a little bit drama filled in some way, but still it is interesting, and it is interesting if people are getting that information and that's coming to them, and it's obviously a very clear picture of something that is happening in a flash with no other information attached to it. Fascinating. All right. So I'm going to love you and leave you guys, because I'm failing fast here, and I'm going to just have a cold compress my head, have a little lie down, and watch some telly in Gus the Bus. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight's live. I'll be back next week, hopefully feeling in a bit better health. Oh gosh, Nada. All right, darling. All right, I tell you what, I'll take one card for you. All right, as you've liked and subscribed, I feel that I feel like I need to reward you for that. You've got Under the Wire. All right, I'll take a quick card for you, darling. Of course I will. Let me take a card. It's all right. It's okay, but this is the last one, everybody. Okay. All right. So this is career guidance for Nada. I hope I pronounced that right. Career guidance for Nada is stay stable. Don't make any changes now. I think now is the time to just literally stay put. It's a card of just being very cautious, and just, it's a place from which to build. It's not a destination. It's not a place to stay forever. But for now, Nada, it's the right thing. So I don't think, look for, if that's what you're thinking about, looking for something else, or whatever it is, I think now is the time to not do that. Now is the time to keep things as they are, play it safe, literally, right? And just use it as a place to build from. And that is going to work out better for you than moving, taking risks, or changing in any way. All right. Hope that's all right, sweetie. Thank you. Yes, I hope to feel better as well. I will see you all soon. See you next week. Lovely to see you all. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.